Hello, this is Janice from Space to Relax, and the video I'm about to show you is a replay of a live Qigong class which I taught this morning via Zoom. I'll be teaching these classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays every week for the duration of COVID-19 and until I can get back into my face-to-face acupuncture and Chinese medicine clinics. This video is suitable for those of you who are beginners and also anyone who might have a little bit more advanced Qigong training. I hope you enjoy it, and if you'd like to join me for the live classes, then please click the link which is next to this video. If you're watching this video on YouTube, then so you don't miss future videos that I upload here, just hit the red subscribe button. So the lesson today is all about how we can use a couple of simple Qigong exercises and also an acupressure point to help to relieve congestion in the chest. And when we feel congestion in this central area in the chest, we might find it difficult physically to breathe. We might feel like we're short of breath. We might feel like there's a sense of panic that creeps in even if you can't quite get your breath. So what I'm going to do is try and show you a few ways in which you can relieve that so that you make the chest more open and more free flowing. The other thing about feeling congestion in the chest is that it can really have a serious emotional impact on you. It can make you feel really anxious. It can make you feel panicky as well. So everything we're going to do today has both a physical and an emotional benefit for you. And we're going to begin just by starting with some abdominal breathing. So for those of you who are joining for the first time, you might want to go back to lesson 1 of these live Qigong lessons, which are actually on the website, on my blog page, where you'll find a review of the standing position and the abdominal breathing. So if you just want to get into a comfortable standing position, so I don't know if you can quite see my feet here, I'll go back a little bit further against the wall, but you can see my legs are kind of roughly hip-width distance apart. So my feet are parallel, and you're looking for just a little bend in the knees. Remember, you don't want any huge curve in the lower back, so you want to just tuck the tailbone under, just tucking the pelvis forwards a little bit to get a nice flat back. And then also remember the position of the back of the neck. So you want length in the back of the neck. So you're going to be tucking the chin back towards the throat and just dropping it slightly. So you don't want your head up in the air like this. That's creating too much compression in the vertebrae of the neck. So you're going to lower the chin and tuck the chin back towards you. And so now, just beginning with some abdominal breathing. So close your eyes, close your mouth, and just feel your tongue resting against the roof of your mouth. The tip of the tongue is resting against the back of your upper teeth. You may want to place one hand on the lower belly, or you may want to just have the hands loosely dangling down by your sides. Whatever's more comfortable for you. Check that you're not holding any tension in the lower jaw. So just wiggle the jaw from side to side. Remove any tension and then close the mouth again. And just breathing in and out through the nose, observing the breath, not changing anything radically, just observing what's going on. And now what I'd like you to do is observe what's going on in your face. Are you frowning? Are you scrunching your eyes up? Are you clenching your teeth together? What I'd like you to do is smile. So just smile to yourself right now. It might feel a bit strange to do this, but by smiling, what you're doing is you're releasing any tension in the face. And this action of the upturned corners of the mouth can, even if you don't feel that great right now, even if you don't feel that happy, it can actually just ease things a little bit. It can just give you a little bit of a sense of ease, even if you don't feel amazing. It just softens things a little bit rather than holding the face in tension or in frustration. So smiling, keeping that little smile, as often as you remember during this practice, just keep it going all the way through. So what we're going to do now is we're going to open the chest on a physical level first by doing a really simple stretch. And then we're going to open it more on an inside level by working with an acupuncture, acupressure point. So just on the physical level, I'm going to show you a very simple movement here. It involves raising your arms up to shoulder level and out to the sides. So if anyone has any issues with neck, with shoulders, anything to do with your arms, if you can't fulfill that range of movement, then just go to wherever you're comfortable with it. Enough to feel a small stretch in yourself is enough to get the chi moving, just to get the energy and the blood flowing. So you don't have to do exactly what I'm doing, just enough to feel that little bit of stretch in your own body. So what we're going to do is, don't worry about the breath for now, just be breathing into your belly, but don't worry about where's the inhale and where's the exhale. I'd just like you to bring the backs of the hands together and keeping the shoulders down, now just bending in the elbows and lifting the hands, backs of the hands are touching, up towards heart level. And from here, I'd like you to unfold. So unfold the hands like you're doing a big morning stretch. Stretching the arms out to the side, not going above shoulder level, palms facing up towards the ceiling. And just breathing normally now, think about that distance across the whole of the chest and flowing out to both arms, that lovely stretch. Think about your fingertips and think about the energy of the chi flowing from the center of the body out through both hands and beyond. So imagine that your hands are getting longer, your fingernails are getting longer. You're not really pushing with any physical movement here. You're holding everything in a nice relaxed position, but in your mind's eye, you're seeing the energy, you're seeing the chi flowing out through the tips of your fingers. And now just bringing the hands back together, keeping the shoulders down, palms facing each other, as though you're gathering everything in. And when it reaches the center, a bit like the circles exercise we did, I think, in the second lesson, just begin to move everything down. Hands are not touching, the palms are facing each other. And then placing one hand on top of the other, over the lower belly. And let's go again, but this time with the breath. So now backs of the hands facing each other, nice and relaxed in the shoulders, and breathe in and up towards the heart. And as you begin to stretch, breathe out, sending the chi out through the tips of the fingers, feeling that lovely openness in the chest, broadness across the collarbones. Now breathe in, into your belly, in through your nose, and then breathe out towards the lower belly area, towards Dantian. Breathe in through the nose. Breathe out through the nose, sending the chi with your mind out through your fingertips. Now gathering in lovely chi of nature, breathing in through the nose and down through the center line to Dantian. One hand on top of the other. If you've got the hang of that, now close your eyes and do it. Breathing in, really feel into this movement. So chi coming up to the chest and then flowing out from the chest area as you breathe out, down through the arms, the hands, and out the fingers. Breathe in, drawing in lovely, clean, fresh, energizing chi. And now bringing the chi down from the chest into Dantian. Breathing out. And let's keep going for 3 more. in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. One more, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, and breathe out. And then just placing one hand on top of the other over dantian, over the lower belly area. Close your eyes. And bring the mind back to the breath. Breathe in through the nose. Feel the belly expand. And breathe out through the nose, feeling the belly sink and shrink back towards the spine. And don't forget to smile. And just bringing the palms of your hands together, rubbing them until they get really hot. And then if you're wearing glasses, you may want to take them off. When your hands are nice and hot, I'm going to ask you to place one hand flat over each eye. And then giving your face a little rub, a little face wash. As you slowly open your eyes. And shaking out the hands. So that's a physical, very simple stretch to give yourself some broadness across the chest here. A lot of what we do when we're working, when we're driving, our position, if you look at me from the side, our position is like this. We're hunched over, either over a computer, or when we're driving, or when we're cooking, or everything is in this position. So when you do this exercise, what you're doing is you're elevating everything, pulling everything back, and really giving yourself some space in that front part of the body, really some lovely kind of openness and broadness. So for anybody who does feel congested in terms of kind of physical phlegm or mucus in the chest, but also for anyone who feels anxious, like things are a little bit tight here, it's a bit difficult to get your breath, and it can create a little bit of a panic in terms of your sensation, then this is a really lovely exercise to do, and it's a really nice one to do first thing in the morning, because it's a really nice way. You know, when we wake up a lot of the time in the morning, we do a big stretch. If you watch especially your pets, when your pets wake up from sleeping, the first thing they do is they do a lovely big stretch to open up the channels of chi flow and of energy flow. So if you can do that first thing in the morning, that's really good. It's a really good start to the day. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move a little bit closer to you so you can see an acupressure point that you can use in order to really just work on that a little bit more, just to enhance that effect of your physical exercise that you've just done, and also have an emotional benefit for you as well. Okay, so the point that we're going to work with today is called, in English it's called Ren 17 is the number. If you want to look it up, in Chinese it's called Shanzhong. And Shanzhong is in the center of the chest. So it's on the midline of the body. So it's in so you'll feel the sternum of your body, the harder kind of bone that is here where all your ribs are linking up to. So it's in the midline of the body. And the classical anatomical description of it is that it's level with the fourth intercostal space. So you're counting the spaces down from the ribs here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's kind of level with that. So it's where the midline and that intercostal space, where they cross. But the easy way and a rough way to find it, especially for acupressure, where you don't have to have needlepoint accuracy as you would have to have with acupuncture, you just find a tender spot that is roughly level with the nipples. That's the way to find it. So really just take 2 or 3 fingers and just place them on the sternum now, and just run them up and down that the sternal area, and you'll find that you'll press a certain spot and you'll be like, ooh, that's a little bit tender, you know, and it's usually roughly level with the nipples, maybe just a tiny little bit above that level, and that's the spot you want to be on. So what you can do now is you can either do this standing or you can do it sitting. This is a perfect exercise also to do lying in bed at night, and that's when I would actually recommend you do it. If you really want to let go of any of the stress of the day and make sure that you get a really good night's sleep, then this is a great point to work with when you just first go into bed at night. So just have 2 or 3 fingers on the midline of the body here, and you can press it just gently, or you can use small circles in one direction and then in the other. So just be kind of more or less confident that you've got an area that feels a little bit tender, that's in the midline of the body. And then what I'd like you to do is close your eyes. So we're going to come back to the breath again. So closing your eyes, closing your mouth. Don't forget to smile. And then be aware of that contact that your fingers have with the center of your chest. Be also aware of that smooth flow of your breath in and out. Breathing into the belly expands. Breathing out, and the belly shrinks. And as you're breathing now, and just making that contact of your fingers with the sternum, just be mindful, almost in your mind's eye, just pay a little bit of casual attention, not laser beam focus so you give yourself a headache or anything, but just a very casual attention to that point in the center of the chest that you're pressing. And in your mind's eye, see that point becoming really active, like the chi, the energy is very dynamic in this area. You can imagine, you know, almost like a white light, or you can imagine particles, whatever works for you. Just imagine it all kind of being very dynamic and swirling around and around in circles. And that action, that circular spiral action, is stimulating the point, it's stimulating the circulation of the chi. And what this point does is it opens up the chest. So imagine that that is, by stimulating this point, you're creating space. More space is opening up. So it's like you have, rather than a very narrow channel of breathing all the way down into Dantian, what you're doing by stimulating this point is you're widening the channel. So it's like you've got a 6-lane motorway that's coming down into Dantian, allowing the breath to be really free and unobstructed as it moves in and out of the lower belly. The other thing that this point does, as I said, is by making your breath a lot easier in this way, it's really very good at calming any kind of anxiety, any kind of overwhelm, any feelings where you just feel that everything is coming in, closing in on you. This is opening things back up again. So it's really creating that lovely sense of freedom and of ease and of peace of mind as well. And this is a point that I often, in my clinic, I would teach to anyone who has any kind of breathing difficulties or asthma, bronchitis, anything like that. It's a really good point to teach to children as well, because it's something that they can do for themselves and they just think it's magic. If, you know, for kids who are asthmatic, it gives them something that they can be doing for themselves rather than feeling helpless in this situation. They can just work away with their little massage point, and it really can bring them a lot of ease. So working with this point, just breathing gently in and out, pressing gently on it, will, at any time when you feel you need to just regain a little bit of calmness, a little bit more openness in the chest area, whether that be from a physical need of clearing phlegm and congestion, or from an emotional need of calming worry and anxiety, you can use this point. So just keep breathing. We'll just have a couple of breaths of silence and see if you can really feel that action now. And then just bringing that hand down, back down to your lower belly, placing it flat, and the other hand directly on top of that. Keeping the eyes closed. And just observe your breath now. Does my breath feel a little bit easier? Is it deeper? Is it slower? Is it a little bit more free-flowing than it was at the beginning? And in my mind, how do I feel? Do I feel calmer, more relaxed? And then with the eyes still closed, bringing the palms together and again rubbing them until they get really hot. And then placing one palm over each eye, feeling the heat from the hands going into your eyes, through the back of your eyes, nourishing your mind, calming your mind. And again, bringing a little smile to your face, easing the tension. And keeping the eyes closed now, just begin to give yourself a little face massage, a little face wash. And as you do that, slowly opening the eyes and allow the hands to drop down by your sides. So in that fairly short session, what you saw there, what you learned there was a simple physical exercise just to create a little bit of broadness across the front of the chest here and really open up and feel the chi flow down both the arms as you stretch the hands out to the sides. And then also the use of an acupressure point called Shanzhong to really create that openness on a much deeper level, a much more internal level, and work with calming anxiety and just opening up and creating this almost like motorway of qi flow down from the nostrils all the way down into Dantian. So I hope you found that useful. I hope you enjoyed it. So that's the class for today, and it's really something worth practicing just for 5 minutes, maybe first thing in the morning to do the stretch, and then in the evening time when you go into bed, just to press on this acupressure point and really help to relieve any of the stresses and strains and just let go of the day so that you can enjoy a good night's sleep.
If you enjoyed this video and you'd like to learn some more Qigong from me, then you can do 3 things. The first thing is you can sign up for my free 3-part Qigong video series, which will be delivered to your email over the course of around a week. And you'll find the link to sign up for that on my homepage, on my website, which is spacetorelax.com. The second thing you can do is sign up and join me for the Zoom live classes, which are on Tuesday mornings and Thursday afternoons, and they'll be for the duration of COVID-19. So I'll put the link next to this video somewhere either below or above so you can sign up and join me there. And the third thing you can do if you're watching this video on YouTube is hit the red subscribe button so that you don't miss any future videos from me. If you did enjoy this video, then please share it with your family and friends. Hopefully they'll join in and have some fun with practicing Qigong too. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.